90% of engine modifications are garbage, but I've handpicked the 13 engine mods that are worth it, and everyone's been dyno-tested, track-proven, or punished in brutal daily driving. One gave a Civic 11 extra MPG. Before we start, I'm not selling parts. I've rebuilt motors at 3 a.m., tuned cars on dyno, and fixed every dumb mistake you can imagine. Everything I list here, I've installed or torn down in the shop. If you want the exact part numbers and a one-page build checklist, hit that like button and type checklist in the comments. I'll pin the best ones. Let's go. Number 13 through 1. Short, sharp, and useful. 13. High-flow air filter. Cheap to buy, huge for build foundation. The right filter lets the engine breathe with less restriction, sharpens throttle feel, and if you pick a washable unit from a proven brand, saves money over the long run. The trap? People treat filter swaps like cold air intakes and oil them like they're cooking. Too much oil fouls MNFs. Use quality washable filters, follow the service interval, and don't call it a cold air kit when it's not. 12. ECU remap. This is where the car stops being conservative and starts being honest. A proper remap tightens timing, smooths fuel curves, and wakes up throttle response. But tune right or you'll ruin the engine. Don't copy a forum file or plug in a $40 dongle. Use reputable tuning platforms and a dyno or wideband capable tuner. Trust me, a tuned, safe map feels like a new car. A lazy map feels like a paperweight. 11. Performance exhaust, right way. Free flow, correct diameter, mandrel bends, that's the recipe. A well-designed exhaust reduces back pressure, improves scavenging, and pairs with a tune to deliver real torque. The rookie move is the loudest pipe with the biggest tip. Too big a diameter kills low-end torque. Sloppy welds rattle themselves to death. Stainless where you can, proper resonators where you want comfort, and headers that match your engine's personality. 10. Proper cold air intake, not the shiny pipe scam. A good cold air setup pulls dense air from outside the heat soak zone and seals out hot engine bay air. Done right on a Camaro with a well-placed scoop and shield, it's 10 to 15 wheel power. Done wrong, generic short ram in the hot zone, and you lose power. Placement and temperature matter more than looks. 9. Lightweight pulley kit, sneaky feel upgrade. This isn't headline horsepower. It's removing parasitic drag so the motor revs quicker and feels livelier. It's the difference between fast on paper and alive on the road. Warning, go too aggressive and you upset balance or alternator output at idle. Use reputable kits and avoid extreme underdrive for daily drivers. 8. Ignition upgrade, plugs and coils. A weak spark kills efficiency and kills confidence at high RPM. New coils and the right plugs make combustion clean, improve throttle response, and cure misfires on tuned engines. Don't mix random parts from eBay. Match heat ranges to the build and upgrade coils when you're running higher power or sustained high RPMs. 7. Camshaft matched to the build. If you want mechanical personality, a cam will give it to you. The payoff is bigger top end or mid-range depending on the grind, but cams demand the rest of the valve train be correct and attuned to match. The old mistake is big cam, no supporting parts, no tune. That's how you end up limp and unhappy. If you pick a cam, budget for springs, lifters, and a proper retune. 6. Oil catch can, especially on DI engines. Modern engines recycle crankcase vapor into the intake, and it accumulates into a carbon tar that chokes ports and valves. A catch can is cheap insurance. Don't buy the soda can special. Use baffled, proven cans, and check them regularly. The amount of nasty in there will make you cringe. 5. Aluminum radiator and cooling system overhaul. Heat kills. A proper aluminum core radiator, good fans, fresh hoses, and a solid thermostat will keep temps predictable under load. I swapped a modern aluminum radiator into a turbo car that consistently dropped intake temps and eliminated limp mode episodes. Cooling is a system. Don't bolt in a radiator and ignore hoses and fans. 4. Turbo care, turbo timer, and boost control if forced induction. Turbos run hot and need cooldown. A simple turbo timer or proper shutdown routine saves turbine bearings. A boost controller gives control, but is not a more is better knob. Dial responsibly. Overboosting cheap turbos on stock internals ends in melted hardware. I've seen it twice this year alone. 3. Fuel system upgrades. Injectors and pump. If you tune for more air and don't increase fuel, you'll run lean and blow stuff. Bigger injectors and a capable pump give you safe, consistent fueling under load. But don't oversize injectors that make idle tuning a nightmare. Match them to your target power and retune. 2. Performance intercooler turbo cars. Compressed hot air is a killer. A better core keeps intake temps lower and timing safe under repeated pulls. Stock intercoolers often heat soak. A larger FMIC or a more efficient top mount will keep power consistent and protect you from detonation. That's performance and insurance in one. And the number one mod, the one that turns a street car into something genuinely different, is forced induction, properly done. A well-installed turbo or supercharger backed by fuel, fueling control, intercooling, and tuning multiplies power like nothing else. But it's not a cheap trick. It requires supporting mods and honest tuning. If you can't afford to do it right, don't do it. Done right, gains of 40 to 100% are common. Done cheap, you'll pay way more than the kit cost in repairs. Now the bonus, 5 mistakes that kill builds and while it's fast. Mistake A, cheap turbo kits without fueling or tuning. If a kit promises massive power for laughable money, it's a red flag. No tune, no fueling, more air equals disaster. One guy did this and paid $6,300 in damage. Don't be that guy. Mistake B, electric supercharger gimmicks and snake oil devices. If it sounds like a magic box for $150, it probably is. Real compressors come from real engineering, not infomercial tricks. Mistake C, octane booster snake oil. Most aftermarket boosters don't do what they claim. Use higher octane fuel where appropriate and rely on proven additives only when tests support them. Mistake D, sound for sound's sake mods, fake whistles, loud blow-offs, and fart cans. If the change is only audible and not functional, it's decoration, not performance. Save that cash for parts that actually improve dynamics. Mistake E, mismatched parts with no tune. Every change affects AFRs, timing, and drivability. Parts must be planned as a system. Install big injectors, intake exhaust, and swap nothing else? Expect headaches. Quick mid-video note. If you're building a turbo car, I put the exact injector sizes, pump flow rates, and intercooler cores I recommend in the pinned comment. And if you want a full parts checklist for your platform, comment your car and I'll prioritize the most requested ones. How to prioritize this list for your build. If you're starting fresh, fix the basics: air, spark, cooling, fuel. Those give the biggest reliability and drivability wins per dollar. If you have power goals, plan the fuel and cooling before adding boost. Tracker heavy use, prioritize durable parts: radiator, oiling, tune, fuel over flash. Tuning is the secret sauce. You can bolt on the best hardware and still have a dog if the tune is lazy. A dyno tune or a well-done handheld solution with wideband AFR logging will turn parts into power. 2 final stories so you don't forget the cost of shortcuts. 1. A guy bought a $99 turbo kit, slapped it on, and the car grenaded the head gasket on the highway. $6,300 fix and an ugly lesson. 2. I tuned a bone stock daily for a customer with a proper map and a decent exhaust. It felt like a different car overnight. Smooth, sharper, more efficient. That's the other side of the coin. If you want me to build the perfect parts list for your exact car and power level, daily driver, half-mile, or full track car, drop your make, model, goal in the comments. I'll craft a plug-and-play plan. Parts, approximate cost, and the exact tune path. Last thing, before you buy anything, ask 2 questions. Does this solve a problem my car actually has? And who installs and tunes it? If you can't answer both confidently, you're gambling. Smash like if this helped. Subscribe for shop-tested builds every week. Share this with one friend who keeps buying junk parts. Comment your car and checklist if you want that one-page build sheet pinned. I'll personally pick the top requests. All right, go do the work the right way, keep your engine alive, and enjoy the real gains. See you in the next one where I'll show the 9 illegal mods that actually work and which ones are worth the risk.